Welcome to the Brewtiful Game. As always, I am Blake here with Ferris.
Hola.
And Ron.
What's happening?
Here to talk some beer and some soccer, some Premier League for our late night episode. Not that it'll be late night for you because you'll listen to this whenever, but it's a late night for us.
Guess that's kind of the point of the podcast. Let's do it wherever.
Yeah.
Whenever.
We do it whenever.
However.
Whenever we can. Things is busy with everybody right now.
Yeah. And we've actually, the Brewtiful Game in general just has had a busy 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, Ron and I got to partake in a brewery opening that we were invited to.
Yeah.
And then just this past week, Blake and I got to meet another listener and supporter of the pod.
Yes. This actually brings us to our beer.
Ooh.
Look at that segue. We do this on purpose.
Because we got listener beer. So we got us some 2 varieties that we're going to try out tonight. The first one is from a company called, I don't think we've done them on the pod before. The other company we have. This is Due South Brewing. Due South is an independent, veteran-owned craft brewery with beer in 1,000 plus stores, bars, and restaurants from Tampa to Key West. Every beer we make is proudly brewed right here in Southeast Florida in Boynton Beach. The brewery is housed in a large 27,000 square foot brewery with dozens of beers produced throughout the year on a 15-barrel brew system. So I don't want to read about that because it's going to. Here we go. In addition to year-round favorite, the taproom hosts a dozen in-house specialty beers, seasonals, and one-offs. You never know what you might find on tap at Due South Brewing. Our taproom is open Tuesdays through Sundays, which I bring out because they state every great beer must be brewed for the first time, and some lucky few will be able to say, I drank the very first batch of that beer in this brewery taproom.
Wow.
So the beer we are going to have of theirs is one we have definitely never had a version of anything like this.
I don't believe we have, man.
Interesting.
And it is their caramel cream ale.
Oh, I'm excited for that. Well, no, we did have a cream ale once. If you remember, the awesomely great Little Kings cream ale that we had.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right.
This is probably going to be 10 times better than that, but just...
This is their caramel cream ale. Here, and I'll read what it's got on their site about it. This is available year-round, a beer like no other. We took the idea of a cream ale, threw in massive amounts of caramel malts, and topped it off with real fresh vanilla beans. You got to taste it to believe it. Alcohol by volumes, 5%. 2-row barley, caramel malts. The hops are a top secret, it says. Yeast is English ale, and additional ingredients are lactose, Madagascar vanilla beans. And in 2013, this won the Best Florida Beer Championship silver medal.
Wow, it's veteran owned and operated.
Yep.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that either. That's pretty cool.
And it's got a cool little write-up on the can. A beer like no other. We took the idea of a cream ale, threw in massive amounts of caramel malts, and topped it off with real fresh vanilla beans. You must taste it to believe it.
I just read that. It's literally what I just read.
Did you really?
Yes. This is not a good start.
No, this is a great start.
So Ron just got back from playing soccer.
I was actually getting all my stats up while you were talking. And so I
because both of you guys didn't know it was veteran owned. And I was like, well, I guess you didn't pay attention to me when I said that either. Okay, I see how it is.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
This is
Bunch
great.
of jerks.
Is Blake talking? I don't know. I'm ignoring him.
Wait, we have a beer in front of us.
That was hysterical.
Okay.
That was so funny. But
I was just rehearsing and take two.
I'll edit all that out. I do love the can. I mean, it's simple, like kind of beige color with the caramel color on there.
Did you say that their logo is pretty cool because it's a compass?
Yeah, I do like that. See, that's where I feel like maybe we did do one of their. I don't know.
No,
I've
I think
seen
we've
this
done something
company
similar, but I don't think we've done Due South.
Not done Due South. The next one is a company that we have done. This is Boynton Beach, Florida. So keeping it local. All right, gents. I'm gonna keep mine in the can. Give it a go. Let's try this caramel cream ale. You ready, Ferris?
Hey, this is a caramel cream ale.
It is.
Did anybody say that yet?
Yeah, from Due South Brewing.
Wow,
Hey, it's
just veteran
owned
owned.
and operated. Yeah.
Hey, you guys are jerks. All right.
I'm more making fun of myself.
Did we in all seriousness? Did we say that?
Wait, I really do need to start us all over and take 2. What was that?
I was like, did we say who we got the beer from? Actually,
Oh no, we did not.
Thank you. Okay, I was like, oh man, I don't. That's rude of us. Just popping it open and just pouring it down the
Well,
old,
I just got confused when Ron repeated everything I just said.
I just got confused. You just hear me?
So, yes, we got to hang out with a listener from West Palm over the week. We actually went to Dead Lizard Brewing Company. And
Is he a veteran?
No, I'm going to punch you in the face. No, we had a good hangout and tried some. Well, Ferris had been to Dead Lizard, but I actually hadn't been yet. So it was my
cool little brewery.
It's a cool little place.
Cool. Yeah.
But we had a good time hanging out with a listener. I kind of showed up a little late to the hangout. We had a great time. He's a Tottenham fan. I'm still drinking the beer anyway. I think it's safe. I don't think he did anything to it, but it was a pleasure to hang out. Kim, man, such a good time and cool. He found he found us. I found out because he came down here when Tottenham played in Orlando a couple years ago, and he was searching the Orlando Premier League, and we showed up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and a lot of you will know Kim from if you are in our fantasy league. He is Krul Summer FC, still in first. He won the entire thing last year. Satsumo Taco, I probably butchered that. I greatly apologize. Ron can probably say it better than I can. But yeah, he won our fantasy league last year and is currently sitting 4 points atop of Amanda Scott in first this year.
I know it's a tight race this go round.
Yeah.
Just let it be known that for the past number of weeks, this guy has been kicking the pants off of both of you.
Old shaken, not stirred, taking something from the old bond. I like it. Ron Keller in fourth. Although you dipped a little bit this week.
I did.
Yeah, you dipped a little bit, but
I've been hovering around third for a while.
Yep. I'm sitting right in like the center of the pack at seventh. Although I did change my name, which I think is awesome. I'm going to say it. Hey Siri, call me. So I have John Michael Siri, and then I have Ben Me. So
everybody listening's phones just went off.
Exactly. My phone just went, what? And then
but we had
Blake down there. And 11th, but you moved up a little bit this week.
So. I did. I'm having a rough time.
Matt, we actually, Villa. You're going down the Villa. That's what's happening.
That was the nice thing about him. We talked a bit of fantasy and how bad I'm doing right now. But it was also because he tried a bunch of good beers from Dead Lizard, and then we were heading out that night. He said he'd brought these beers for us. So we have two different varieties. The first being this Due South Caramel Cream Ale to try. So he tried to get stuff that we can't get here, which I've never seen any of this. So.
All right, let's give it a whirl.
We can get some Due South here, but
I haven't seen this though.
Yeah. But thank you, Kim, very much.
Cheers.
It was a pleasure to meet you. Cilantro.
It smells good.
Ooh, cream ale-less.
It's like a cream soda beer.
Yeah.
It's interesting taste. I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely a good beer. I'm not sure what to make of it.
It's we don't do a lot of cream ales.
No, and I just checked the beer blog on the Brewtifulgame.com. We have not had anything from Due South, and we have only had the one cream ale, I believe.
Well, I mean, it's definitely got that sort of, the cream ales have that, I don't know how to describe it. There's not in a negative way, there's kind of a thinness on the cream ales, like an easy drinking kind of a drink.
Yeah.
And this definitely has a little more of the hop than you usually taste. And I don't mean like citrusy or anything like that. You can just get the bitter. But the vanilla beans after, you can definitely taste.
That's really good.
And it's got a real caramel smell. You know what? Unlike Ferris's failed version of this, could you imagine like pouring this over some vanilla ice cream for dessert?
That might be good.
This would actually be a hell of a lot better than the
anything would be better than the Moon Thunder.
You're absolutely right.
Don't talk about Moon Thunder in front of a good beer. Oh, yeah, it smells so good.
The malt profile is really interesting because it's got a bit of that caramel, but I don't feel like the sweetness is coming out of the caramel.
It's not overbearing. Well, it's just the caramel malts. But it's not overbearing. I anticipated this to be real sweet.
Yeah. It's certainly not overly sweet at all.
My brain went to like a caramel, like a syrup you'd have in a coffee or something, but that's not what this is at all.
No, it's really tasty.
It's for a Florida beer. It's very fall.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me want to have a Granny Smith apple dipped in caramel.
I was just about to say the same thing. Yep.
Yeah, good job, Due South.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you. And in a little while, we'll get to Kim's second pick.
Yeah, he brought us up 2 6-packs. How freaking
man.
cool is that, man?
That's awesome. Listener beers are the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just cool dude.
It's a great time. Who did he say his favorite
Tottenham
player was?
I knew it too.
It was a
defender, which I love because a lot of people appreciate defending. It was son of a monkeys. Asamukusako.
Oh, the hyphenated name.
Yes, and he knew exactly who I was talking about too. Like he was trying to say it, and he was like, "Oh, he played for it a while ago, and it was kind of during the Champions League run, and it was this that." It was like a Japanese Senegalese player, and I was like, but I can't think of the full
and
name
what's
right now.
cool is I asked, I said, so you used to live in Japan, right? Because that's what you said was cool about,
Right.
Ron, you were taking all the trips out. He lived there when Wenger was there coaching. For
Yeah,
Japan.
that's
No way.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so he was like, oh, I knew who that, like, so when he came to the Premier League, I'm like, oh, I know that guy. He was here.
Oh,
Like,
that's great.
yeah, isn't that awesome?
Okay, I think this is Benai Asu Okaktu.
Yes.
God, yes, he was a Tottenham Hotspur. Yes, this is him. He played for Tottenham Hotspur from 2006 to 2015. Made 155 appearances, had 4 goals, and he was birthplace was he was actually French, I think.
I think he was he on the French team? That's what he said, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome.
He despite being born in France, he represented Cameroon at the international level, participating in 2 different World Cups.
We had a great time hanging out. Not to confuse the breweries, but as I said, we were hanging out at a local brewery, Dead Lizard, which is small here. It's only you find it on tap some places. They don't can or anything at this point.
Right.
But man, they had some really good beers. I got a bourbon honey nut brown. Oh, that was delicious. That place is awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And then the bartender gave us this like double IPA mixed with another IPA that she does on her own. I don't remember what the 2 were called.
She mixed them together.
Yeah, she mixed them together and just gave us a free on the house thing, and it was tasty, man.
This beer's good. This is not what I expected.
Yeah. As I drink more, I get much more of the vanilla out of it, which is I thought was not going to be as good as it is.
Which is why I kind of want to make a vanilla float with the ones we have left. Like
Right.
that would be awesome. All right.
Steal my idea. I'm going to copyright the shit out of that.
I don't think you're the first person to think of that.
Pretty sure I'm the first person to ever do a Moo Thunder Shake, though.
Well, we're probably in the minority of people who've actually ever drank Moo Thunder.
I drink
Not
it.
according to the
I drink it ironically.
beer advocate comments.
Oh, that was so good. Those bad comments were so great. All right, so moving on to, we're going to hit a little MLS first here from week 9.
Do you want to hit MLS first?
I'm staring at Premier League and I said MLS.
All right, we'll get to MLS. That's true.
It's okay.
It is a part of the
If
content.
you guys
but
can miss everything I said and have to repeat it, I get
we
to
really
I
can
get
start
to
this pot all over again.
start the whole thing right over, man. Week 9 Premier League. That makes a whole lot more sense.
Are there any veterans in the Premier League?
And are there any vanilla beans in it? Oh my gosh!
I don't believe we had a Creek female on the pod before.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about this first match. We'll do top 4 from the or some of the big 4 matches from week 9. Chelsea home against Man United. This is a fun game.
What a game it was!
Yeah,
Crazy.
Everton's own Barkley's was the man of the hour.
Yep.
It was it was an interesting game. A very, very interesting game. Not only was it the first game coming back off an international break, but obviously José going back to Stamford Bridge.
Is always a good time.
Always a good time. United coming off that crazy win against Newcastle to come from behind. José still keeping his job. What do the players think? Yada, yada, yada. Chelsea, great run of form thus far. Have not lost. Continue that streak. Who are they going to play up front? How's Hazard going to play? Like, there was just all these dynamics going into this game. And what a game to start the Premier League back from international break.
Yep.
A 2-2 overall draw, last gasp goal, a little come from behind from Manchester United. What an awesome game.
Yeah, it was a different game than I expected. I did not expect Chelsea to have the lion's share of the possession. Chelsea outpossessed
69%, something like that?
62% to Manchester United's 37. 62.3 to 37.7. But I was really surprised how much Chelsea did to possess that ball. And in some ways, I think they slightly outfoxed Mr. Mourinho, which not many people get to do.
Half.
Yeah, in the first half, sure.
First half, yeah.
But just a fun game, and at times was end to end, and that
was it 28 seconds left with that final goal or something. Yeah,
and Rudiger's header, the first one in the 21st, which was kind of the pinball goal. Some great stops by De Gea, but
no, that was the corner where Pogba tried to blame Lindelof because he couldn't defend, and Rudiger just smashed it home with the head.
Then
the pinball one you're thinking of
was Barkley. Okay,
Barkley goal, yeah,
because Pogba kind of let his man go,
and then tried to blame it on Lindelof. Like, you didn't switch off with me. Like, no, that's
I just feel like Man United is a tale of two Pogbas.
Yeah, depending on which one shows up.
Is that our next Netflix series?
A tale of two Pogbas. A retelling of a Charles Dickens classic.
And then Jose Mourinho going after...
ding, 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 ding. In this corner, we have...
Hold on. Let's go over the game
so
first.
Funny.
And then
So
we
funny.
go over the who was the guy that jumped over the ring to go after Conor McGregor?
Just like Jose.
It was one of those.
Just like Jose, a crazy game that ends in 2-2, but it doesn't matter because it's all about him afterwards.
Yep.
Okay, we will get to that. Hold on. We will get to that because there are... All right.
There's
so
two
the
sides,
game itself.
There's two sides to that quarter.
Yes, there is. So the game itself, yeah, the Rudiger goal in the first half kind of just topped off, or was kind of halfway in a first half that Chelsea owned. And I don't think the possession really surprised me, Ron. If you look at kind of how Chelsea have played all year, especially with Jorginho sitting in what that Conte role was. Conte still being in the side, but Jorginho really pulls the strings in that midfield. Now he picks the ball up off the back four. He connects play very well. He's a smart passer.
But this game is only one of three that Chelsea led in the possession at the end of the game. So Chelsea's not actually a possession-based ball game. So that's why I'm surprised they possess so much against Manchester United.
I didn't think that United was going to go there and try to possess the ball. Not away from home. What they've kind of done over since Jose's been there is that they've looked to counter, especially away from home and sometimes at home. They've looked to counter more, to kind of give up that possession. And at times, again, mainly at home, they will have a bulk of the possession and then counter when they can. But Chelsea were the better team in the first half. I think there's a big concern for you guys right now on who your number 9 is. Hazard was kind of he was there, but he had a little bit of a hack-a-shack deal with the United players who weren't afraid to they weren't dirty fouls, and they got carded for the fouls they should have got carded for, and the fouls that were called should have been called on them. But in terms of the number 9, Morata, pick up a white courtesy phone.
It's true.
And I like Morata. I do. I wish
paging
Morata. Your mom's on line 4. I like him. I think he did very, very well in Italy and in Spain. And I actually would have preferred him to come in over Lukaku, but he can't get it going for whatever reason.
Yeah, he hasn't had much production at all since we've had him. He's very inconsistent. He is doing a bunch off the ball, but man, he is not.
Yeah, but despite what you're saying, Chelsea's still undefeated and has 21 points, 9 matches in.
Very true.
I mean, is this a situation where in January, if there's somebody they can snag that's a competent number 9, not even a great one, because I think you have a good enough team around them to feed someone the ball.
Well,
we need that out and out striker.
I think I heard today they're trying to go after a Icardi and somebody else. They won't get a Icardi in January. That's not happening. The other guy they might. I don't remember who the name was. I really hope Icardi does not go to Chelsea.
Because that's like championship material right there. Yeah,
but they can also kind of adapt a false 9 with Hazard kind of playing in the center, but you want him to create a little bit more. So I think that's where the Chelsea problem with the number 9s come in, because while Giroud has come in and done well this year, he hasn't really scored a lot of goals.
He does what he does.
He's set up. He's held the ball up. He's done those type of things.
He'll get headers late in the game to help bring you up or whatever. But like that's
So that was a little bit of a.
Is Batshuayi still on a loan, or he's officially?
No, he's officially gone to Valencia, I believe, in Spain now. So then rolling on to the second half, United came out and played much better. Martial got a goal from a lovely pass, actually a lovely start from Juan Mata, who kind of one-tapped the ball over the Simpson character himself, David Luiz, and kind of tapped it over him, and then just played a lovely passage of play. And Martial kind of one-touched it and just curled it around for the first goal. That tied it up.
That was a very pretty goal.
It was beautiful. And then a few moments later, 5 or 10 minutes later, Martial again, and that was kind of a bounce in the box type of goal. I think there was possibly some controversy, but not really with who's the lovely locks of love's hair.
Fellaini?
No, not Fellaini. On Chelsea.
We all have good hair.
Alonso. No, the lovely flowing locks of Alonso.
Okay.
Who was on the ground in the penalty box, but it wasn't a head injury. It wasn't anything like that. He just stayed on the ground, and United kept playing as they have every right to do. It wasn't called, and Martial buried it. 2-1. This is in like the 70th or something like that. So United just have to see out the game. And then the aforementioned Ross Barkley.
Pinball header?
Well, no, does he head it in, or does he strike it in? It came off the head of Luiz, hit the post, bounced out.
It was like one of those goals in FIFA.
And then somebody, Rudiger maybe, had a shot, and it was brilliantly saved by
De Gea.
And then
smashed in. Yeah.
And
that was nuts.
That was in like the 95th, and there was only 90. There was 96. There was 6 added.
They said something like there were only 28 seconds left, like when that goal actually occurred.
There's a really great picture from behind the Manchester United goal of David De Gea just saved the ball, and he's in midair with his feet out toward into the playing surface. With his back, he looks like he's reclining, but his hands are out, and Barkley is about to volley the ball into the net. It's really slick picture. Perfect timing.
I'll say, though, this is for all the teams in the top 6, this is kind of the result you wanted, though.
Without question.
If you're it's a result you want if you're a Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal fan. Not necessarily the result you want if you're a Chelsea United fan.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
For the rest of this is kind of what you wanted to happen, short of the stadium disappearing into a black void. But this is what you wanted to happen,
right? And then when that goal went in, it quickly got away from the celebrations, went over to the sideline, ding. Chaos ensued.
Freaking So one of the assistant coaches,
Marco Ianni or something,
goes over and celebrates in front of Mourinho
twice. And
he celebrates, and Mourinho makes this face. When he comes back, he says something to him. I think because it's much more specific at that point. And the reaction from Mourinho darts off like he is just gonna. And the steward there stopped him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which is what the stewards are supposed to do. Yeah.
But it just was.
But this steward is also almost 80.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Mourinho was wanting to fight. He just wanted to have some strong words with him. I don't think he's about to throw it. I don't think he's about to throw any.
That old man's like, José, come on, you remember me. Don't do nothing.
Well, and you have to kind of yes, it's such an emotional game, and you could feel the emotion. United just had to fend off another 30 seconds, and they get out of there with a big win. And Chelsea score. I think the result in the end was probably fair. I think that United played the better second half. Chelsea played the better first half. Yes, I would have liked the win, but all in all, I think the result was probably fair. So then when that goal goes in, there's this outpouring for a draw. not even a win, but a draw. So it's one of those come behind that makes it feel like a win. Outpouring of just celebration. Sarri kind of comes away from his box a little bit. They're on the far side. And then this assistant comes out from like the tunnel and runs across the United bench and like swipes his hand in front of José's face. Not like he's gonna hit José, but just kind of going
he's more like throwing his fist in the air, but from like an arc that goes downward to the ground,
like right in his face, because
it's not
dugouts.
In his face.
No, but it was because the dugouts are a little bit lower than what the actual ground
But
is.
when you say that it's in his face, it's like he went over to José Mourinho and did that. He didn't.
He ran in front, and
he
it
ran
was
across.
eye level.
He ran across
eye level.
Right. I'm not saying he shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying don't make it to be more than it is.
I'm just saying.
No, I said he wasn't trying to hit him in the face or anything, but it was within that eye level and right in front. Like he crossed his way and then came back, and that's when.
But it doesn't matter because obviously he actually apologized and it ruined it because José was so cool after the game.
Yeah, but did you see José's quote? That's what makes it even better. José's quote is.
Actually, go ahead, but it reminds me. I want to remember. Got to say something.
José's quote is upon accepting the apology. He said, I immediately said, if you really feel that way and you want to apologize, of course, I accept your apology. And forget it, because I've made lots of mistakes in my career, so I'm not going to kill you because of one.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, but rewind us back to the beginning of the match when José's giving the 3-finger salute to everybody.
That was the end.
That was the end of the match.
Was that the end?
Yeah. José said before this game he was not going to celebrate any goals, and he was a man of his word.
He didn't.
Both of those goals that went in from United, he sat there. The assistants and Carrick and everybody else, but not him.
Right.
And José afterwards, I think everybody afterwards handled it very well. I thought Sarri handled it very well as they kind of shook hands at the end.
Would you say he was sorry?
Put that dad joke book away. He basically said, "Hey, that's uncalled for. I will take care of it."
He said, "I'm sorry," and José said, "I know, but what are you going to do about what you said to me?"
Jack.
Who's on first?
and then that's when they got back, and the assistant must have gone over and apologized to José, and all was fine. And he came out, and his conference was very well spoken, and you're kind of like, wait, is this the same José?
You score on José, you scream in his face every time because it makes more entertainment for the rest of us. That's what I say. Every assistant coach
it's going to be a sad day when he's no longer coaching in the Premier League.
Oh yeah.
I hope he's just.
But I don't have a problem with anything that José did. I mean, stupid by the assistant, and you can celebrate, and you can, but I mean, that's like taunting, and you can only take so much. I don't have a problem with what
Hold on. It's not like he was being taunted the whole game.
No,
come on. But you shouldn't lose your on somebody because they ran past you waving their fist.
And this emotionally charged game,
he is supposed to be a professional who leads by example. No, he doesn't get a free pass.
He gets a free pass, 100% on this one.
Nope, not
he
in the
gets
least.
a free pass.
I'm
if
not
somebody
agreeing
like that
with our
runs
guy.
in front of you and swipes their fist in front and celebrates, and then comes back again. He didn't do anything the first time. He comes back again. That is poking the bear. And José is standing up for his team and himself. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
José's standing up for himself.
Somebody celebrated in front of me.
If I'm a player on that bench, I 100% am like, that's my.
I know. You're like, hey, next
manager.
time, instead of ragging on me for being a young kid, be more like that.
Okay, hold on a second here. You know who he ragged on the most? Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw just signed an extension to 2023 this past week and said, I cannot wait to continue to learn and grow under José. Not under Manchester United, under José. So something's going right there.
Yeah, he's got one player on his side. Good job.
Arcial, another young player, comes off of this, big smiles, hugs, and comes out and says, now he wants to sign another contract.
Of course, when they're doing good, of course they do.
We have one come from behind win in a draw.
You are full of shit.
No.
Martial is not like racking up the score line. He's not doing that great this season. Don't get all
he
like
has 3 goals in 2 games.
Well, he's doing.
How many games have we played?
Right. The whole thing before the Newcastle game was José lost a player. He lost this. He lost that. He's going to get sacked. No, that's not
No,
It's not what I'm seeing right now.
No,
It's not.
what's going to happen is what I said. Draw to a big team, lose to someone you shouldn't, come back and win against a good team. It'll keep limping along. So it's never a definitive like, well, there was like 4 losses in a row. We'll fire him. It'll limp along.
I'll stand by. I think he lasts the entire year.
Yes, he does. That's what I'm saying.
I said that. I said that from the start, and I think this is going to push because again, these little things now where yes, the Newcastle game we shouldn't have been behind. We should have won by a lot. Whatever. Well, it was. We did come from behind. We did win. It kind of pushed forward. Shaw signs a contract, a player that he just ragged on, signed up to 2023, and in his statement specifically named José as one of the primary reasons he wanted to stay there. A young England left back who is now on great form. Well, José's done something right. This game happens. He changes his tactics slightly. He plays Mata, another one that people think that they have he hates Mata and he doesn't do this. Played him in a number 10 role, and he was crucial for both goals. Also played Rashford out to the right and Martial out to the left.
You didn't play?
All these young players that people think that he has these bad things against, and they played great.
Who didn't you play?
José at the end of the game stands up for himself and the club. And if I'm a player in that room, I'm going, okay, I'm backing this guy.
Who didn't he play?
I don't know. Sanchez?
Yeah,
he came in the second half.
I don't think the Chilean thighs are going to stick around long. Because he's just
he hasn't done
fitting.
anything though. No, I think it was just a swap to get Mkhitaryan out and try to get somebody who we thought was probably going to be, or the club thought was probably going to be similar to Sanchez, and he's not. Mkhitaryan and Sanchez are completely different roles there.
No, but maybe that's your snagging forward.
But if Sanchez isn't in the game, he hasn't done anything in the past 6 months. He's been struggling.
Sanchez has been struggling for his role in that team since he got there.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I'm just curious what ends up happening with him because he's going to want to go somewhere else.
And then the three fingers thing was at the end of the game. He walks down the line, looking at the Man United supporters, and gives them a clap, just like every other manager and every other away game does. Gives them a clap. Thanks for coming out. On his walk back, there are Chelsea fans that are saying, "F off, José." So he goes,
clap.
3 fingers, not a 3-finger salute. 3 fingers. I've won you 1, 2, and 3. Don't forget that. I got no problem with that either.
Oh no, that was actually awesome. Please never leave José. Stay at Man United.
Always.
Yeah, I think this whole thing is pretty overblown, to be honest. I do still think that Mourinho should have I don't know. He should
if he had looked at him and said 3, you work at a club
that would have been classier.
3.
But to start a semi brawl at the tunnel was just stupid.
There's been a little confusion of that too. If you listen to the Two Robbies podcast, which I love those guys, they were very of two minds about that as well. One was like, man, screw that guy. The other was like, yeah, but you gotta be cool. And they were very torn about the situation as well.
And not that I agree with the coach, the assistant coach from Chelsea should have stayed on his side. But
disgraceful. I love it. It's such a
disgraceful.
That's such an English media term. I love it.
Not disgraceful.
You don't taunt like that is. You don't run in front of somebody's bench and in front of the manager and taunt you, and then come back and say something.
You're saying that he taunted him like he's some NFL player. He didn't even look at Jose Mourinho either time.
Yes, he did.
No, he was looking up at the crowd.
He did not.
When he runs by the first time, he looks down at Jose and he
nope.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't. He runs right by because he's looking at Barkley, who just scored. He is not looking at Jose either time. He runs by shaking a fist in the air. He doesn't look. You make it sound like he's right. You're pulling like the fake news thing, man. You're
I'm not. I'm watching.
He's not going to Jose's face and going. Bah, ha.
He looks. I'm watching it right now. He looks right at him when he swipes by that first time. 100%. Bring it up on YouTube, whatever you want. He comes out of that tunnel. He looks at Jose, runs right by him.
And Jose goes, match night.
Okay, hold on. This is
back and to the left.
Technology.
Back and to the left. Anybody? What movie is that?
Sorry, I'm watching this video.
This is making for excellent audio podcast.
No, you're right.
He didn't look at him.
Right there. He looks right at him. Hold on. You have to be kidding me. He comes out of the tunnel and looks right at José. Straight down at him.
Okay, yeah, that one.
Thank you.
Okay,
yes,
so that one was not aired on TV.
I was gonna say,
Yes, it was. It was aired on TV.
I always saw from behind.
100%.
Yeah, I've only seen it from behind.
That was
on
aired on
NBC Sports.
TV as soon as they had it. It was all over there. So yes, that's taunting to me.
So I agree, and I will retract earlier. However, José should still be a cut above and give him the 3-finger salute and not start a brawl at the all out of the.
God damn! I just saw the score that I wasn't trying to see all.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do it. I was like, don't look it up. Don't look it up. You're going to see a score. All right.
I mean, there's an argument there, and I think you were saying that two Robbies went back and forth on it, and there's kind of been that split. And yes, you could sit there, but when an emotionally charged, it's tough to say what you would do in that same instance. It's a club that you basically built from the ground up almost, and won 3 championships with 2 Champions Leagues, 1 Champions League, and a whole bunch of FA Cups and whatnot. You step away to another team. You're there. You almost win the game. There's a late goal. Like, there's just so much emotion behind it.
There's a lot of drama. That game was so much drama.
But you know what? They're not... they're professionals, or they're supposed to be. They're not...
well, that was
they're
kind of
also
where
humans, though.
That was kind of where the two Robbies thing came down a little bit on it. Was like, you got to be cool. Because he was like, so you do this, but what if you had gotten like suspended or something for the next match, or you know what I mean? Like,
and he did not.
But like, you know, because Mickey the steward said, José, hold on, wait a minute.
No, José got warned. Marco Ianni got charged with misconduct or something to that extent.
Disgraceful conduct. That's what we're going to call it.
Right.
Perfect.
Disgraceful.
Speaking of disgraceful, that would be Fulham's back line, ladies and gentlemen. As we go to I can't believe in our top 4 matches, we're going to include Cardiff City and Fulham. Why? Because at home, Cardiff City puts 4 past Fulham, who is now allowed 25 goals. We are 9 games.
The Orlando City of the Premier League.
They actually might end up being worse. 25 goals at this point that have been scored on Fulham.
Cardiff's first win.
First win for Cardiff.
And they needed it.
Yeah, so that they can get relegated 1 slot above Fulham at the end of the year.
Right.
Because I still don't think that's. I'm sorry, man. Cardiff's.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, Fulham is so. Well, this is how bad they are. How bad are they? That Cardiff City put 4 in. They just.
Yeah, their defense is Swiss cheese.
I don't even know what to say about the match, because it's not even like, it was exciting for the home fans at Cardiff, you know, to be there, first win of the Premier League. That's a big deal. But Fulham is just wretched this go round.
Some bad turnovers, some just bad defending. I think I was all excited, and I still gonna watch Fulham and support them as kind of my second team. Because they have talent on that team, but for some reason they're not clicking. And I think we talked about it on the preview pod, especially with Wolves, who had all these players come in and this big changeover in their teams. Well, I was clearly wrong, because Wolves has been playing great. They've clicked, they've gelled, they've gotten goals, they've gotten the 1-0 wins.
We'll get to them, but the Wolves have been playing so good that it was a shocker they lost this weekend.
Right, and so. Fulham, who you're like, they made some really good signings, Shirla and Siri and Mitrovic and some of these other players. You're like, they're going to do fine. Well, their defense is just horrid. They have a midfield, they have an attack, but it's not good if you're shipping in goals from the other end. And Fulham need to change the boat around real quick, or else they will sink and they will go back down.
I'm really upset that your headline wasn't "Surely you can't be serious."
Could have. That's a good one. But Fulham lost. I mean,
I haven't. Don't call me. Oh wait, my name is Shody.
I put sink 4 past drowning. Fulham. Yeah,
but
not as good. Yeah.
I just see. I mean, my guess is well, man, I don't know. I mean, we don't have Newcastle listed as a game, but they still can't win. I mean, right now, so we're talking about Cardiff City. They're in 17th. They're just above with 5 points and a negative 11 goal differential. 18th in the relegation area is Fulham, followed by Huddersfield at 19, Newcastle at 20. Cardiff, Fulham, Huddersfield, sure. If you told me that's who for sure is going to be relegated, it wouldn't have shocked me. But Newcastle, that's just embarrassing. They got to turn that around. What are you listening to? You got music?
No, I had it on mute, but then when I was trying to do the explanation of the guy looking at José, I turned it off by accident.
But yeah, Newcastle, frighteningly bad too. Although Newcastle, I think of any of the teams that we're talking about between Cardiff, Fulham, and Huddersfield, they have the potential to go on enough of a streak or have enough talent to get some points. But what's the record for lowest points at the end of Premier League? Was it Aston Villa a few years ago?
It was Derby County.
Man, I'm gonna tell you.
And standby.
Because I feel like a record could get broken this year.
Yeah, it was.
By
I know it was Derby
two
County.
teams. It's just rough right now, and some of them had not a great run of games, but still, Newcastle in particular has not had a good run of games. But anyway, there you go.
Well, from 14th place to 18th place, if you win a game, you could jump 4 to 5 spots.
Yeah. Although I do think we're starting to see the gap. I think that gap will start to happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I do think that top 10 is going to be competitive.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to start to see that, because right now 10th is Manchester United. That's not where they're going to end up. They're going to get higher than that.
Right.
Leicester City, big old question mark, them in 11th. They're weird from week to week. Sometimes they're real
very inconsistent.
Yeah. But that Cardiff Fulham game, just Fulham's, I don't see them turn anything around unless they fire every one of their back line and replace it with.
And their midfield, because their midfield is just no pressure.
Doesn't
on the
exist,
midfield.
man.
Oh God, this is bad.
Swiss cheese.
Okay, so number 6 on the lowest point scoring in Premier League history. Sunderland, 2016-17, with David Moyes there at the end, 24 points. 5th was Sunderland on 19 points, 2002 to 2003. Portsmouth on 19 points, 2009 to 2010. 3rd, Aston Villa. Sorry, Matt. 17 points, 2015 to 2016.
How many points?
19 for
19.
Portsmouth. Number 3 on the list. No, we just remember number 3. Number 2, Sunderland again.
Oh, gee.
15 points. I think it was under Mick McCartney.
15 points.
15 points. Oh, it gets worse. 2005, 2006. Number 1, Derby County. 11 points, 2007 to 2008.
Come on, Newcastle, Huddersfield, and Fulham.
Oh, 11 points.
Got to get over 11.
That's essentially 3 wins and 2 draws out of the course of the entire year.
Well,
and they probably didn't even get 3 wins that year. I don't even know. It was probably a hell of a lot of
more
draws. Yeah.
I realized Cardiff just got their win, but they could continue to lose.
Yeah, I mean, just Cardiff. I mean, Neil Warnock's kind of known for bringing clubs up to the Premier League, but he's not known for keeping teams in the Premier League.
No.
You could see that again this year.
Well, speaking of keeping teams up, our Wolves at home, this was the surprise shocker, lose 2-0 to Watford, which sees Watford jump up to 7th, and the Wolves are at 9th after this match. Yeah, those goals were so fast apart from each other. Wolves have just been playing really well. This was in Watford. They've been a little shaky. So
this was a really good win for Watford.
Oh, they needed
some lovely goals too.
Because they have been a little shaky, and this just gets them on a little better footing.
The Wolves just couldn't handle the attack. Their defense was all out of shape most of the match.
The Pooh showed back up.
Yeah, what a strike from him.
Yeah, that was great.
About 40 yards out.
That was just a brilliant
Screamer.
shot. Yeah. And, but I think the Wolves, if they can really retain a shape, they were so disorganized in this match. And it's a little uncharacteristic of them because, they're in 9th. They're 1 point down from Watford, who's in 7th.
Yeah, 1 win, they're in 6th place.
I think this match was a little uncharacteristic of them, and I hope that it doesn't continue to develop into them losing their shape more and more, because they've been pretty good on the defense.
It's been fun to watch.
Yeah. So I really want them to stay up. So I hope they can get it together. And
I think there's enough poo at the bottom of this that if you're a Wolves fan, you don't have to worry about that.
Poo?
Oh man, that was not as bad as Shirley, but it was good. This rolls us around to, let's see. I know it's 10:40. Are you guys good with recording till 1 a.m. so we can talk about Mesut Ozil and his amazingness for the next couple of hours? Because good Lord.
Wow, where did he come from?
This is the Arsenal that Arsenal fans like. And I don't just mean the fact that they beat Leicester 3-1. It's how they did it. It's the beautiful run of play. It's the
beautiful
sneaky passes.
One-touch passing.
Well, first is Ozil's goal.
Yeah.
Which, when you watch the replay, it does not look like anyone should be trying to strike at that point. It looks like he should be trying to pass the ball out.
He made that look easy. That is incredibly hard to do.
Oh.
At that pace, at that accuracy, incredibly hard to do.
That goal was absolutely beautiful. And it was followed, and Arsenal actually scored all 4 goals, because the first one that Leicester scored was an on goal off of Bellerin. But that was, where was that, 31st minute? So right at the end of the half, you felt like Arsenal's like, man, their 10-game streak or 9-game streak is going to get snapped now at Leicester. And then Ozil scores that kind of a goal at the end of the half. And something uncharacteristic happened as an Arsenal fan watching. I went, oh my God, I think we could win after the half. And I don't know when I've ever felt that way. And boy, was I right. There is a substitution made in the 59th,
Very
I believe.
smart substitutions for Arsenal.
Yeah,
in this.
Aubameyang comes on, and oh gosh, who else came on? Mkhitaryan came off.
Stand by.
Was it Mkhitaryan and Nacho?
I got it.
Aaron Ramsey,
Oh, yes.
Guendouzi, and Aubameyang came on.
Correct.
Right. That's who ended up coming in. The first was a double substitution, then another substitution later. Aubameyang comes in, and within 4 minutes of coming in, scores for Arsenal. And that run
2 goals in 3 minutes for him.
That run of play for both goals, though, was beautiful.
Such beautiful build up.
That pass from Ozil through everybody to Bellerin, and then that crossover, like, it was an easy goal for Aubameyang to score because of how good the setup was leading forward. And then a very similar situation happens again, but it's Ozil who provides the assist to Aubameyang, and it's just dink right in. And Lacazette almost had one that easy as well. It was almost 4-1 where he got set up and it got blocked, but it was right there in that same range where Aubameyang had been that poacher goal, like they were right up front. Those run of play goals were amazing.
That's beautiful. That's
they
like
really
vintage Arsenal there almost.
They really made that look easy.
I was I don't know. I don't know when it's been a long time since I've sitting there eating breakfast, watching this match. Well, I guess it was a 3:00 game, so it wasn't breakfast. I guess it was like a late lunch. And I could not believe how good that second goal was. And then that third, bam, back to back. That place was electric.
And Ozil just pulled the strings on all of it. Just lovely finishing, lovely vision, lovely passing. He's just, that's what you expect from him. That's what Arsenal signed in 2000 and whatever when he came from Madrid. That's what you expect from him. The problem with him, he just doesn't do it consistently.
The standing ovation he got when leaving, he was captain that
absolutely.
day. Yep. They went crazy for him. It should be noted, Arsenal lost their left back, so Xhaka played left back.
Right.
Which was weird. And you wondered if he was going to get one, because he already had one booking and they kept him in a defensive position. And Xhaka always gets reds.
He's been good this year.
So, like,
he's been good.
Yeah, but I was
is playing. Is it Texture? What's
so nervous.
Torreira. I don't know why I call him Texture. Torreira is kind of playing what Xhaka played last year. He's playing that kind of cleanup role that it puts in more of a tackle and kind of puts himself more in those positions than Xhaka does this year. And Xhaka just had a very good year.
With one yellow card already, and in a defense and in playing left back.
Well, it's one thing if he's playing center back, but if he's playing out on the sides, like, okay, you don't really need to.
Yeah, but then he started mouthing off to the. You could see everybody in the stands like, stop. Just be quiet. Just be quiet, dude. Chill out. Oh, my God. I mean, he was making me so nervous. And Leicester did almost have an equalizer when it was 2-1. Went off the post or went off the crossbar. A nice header. But Leicester, again, a little inconsistent. What team's going to show up? But when that Aubameyang goal went in at 63, they had a chance to be on top of Arsenal 2-1 is what I should say. But when the Aubameyang goal went in, how much air went out of Leicester, and then that second Aubameyang goal immediately following it, it was done. Yep. Any other team Arsenal's playing in that top 10, I would be like nervous in the sense of get another one, seal this thing up, because I mean, in that top 10, we're talking about Manchester United, we're talking about Everton, Watford, Leicester they were done.
Yep.
When that second goal went in, they
completely deflated.
They were just gone. And there was a controversial, maybe it could have been a handball, but it was kind of ball to hand. Nobody seemed to be that upset about it.
I mean, our Arsenal deserve the win, and they make it 10 in a row in all competitions.
As you said, courtesy of their brilliant number 10.
He was brilliant in that game. And if he
just don't
needs
know.
to keep it going all year.
This is 2 weeks in a row. We are above Tottenham. Sorry, Kim, your beer's awesome. But the second week in a row, I don't think a single Arsenal fan, when they announced Emery, would ever have thought that they'd be on a 10-game streak.
Sure,
in week 9. 10-game streak.
I picked him to win the Premier League.
A win? Oh, man.
That's stupid, but looking good right now. 2 games. It's such a long year, though. But
it's a long year, but all of a sudden it goes from like, man, I hope we can get in the top 4 to you better, because you've got the team to do it.
But again, you're 2 points out of first. You're in striking distance.
Right.
It's awesome.
And it's really going to tell is when Arsenal play.
Is it Liverpool this week?
It's Liverpool in November.
No, it's
November 7th, maybe. When they play them, how's it going to go? Because the teams they've played in this 10-run streak have not been the greatest. But Everton's probably the best team they've played within this 10-game streak.
That's who Arsenal has screwed up against, though.
Correct. So it's a positive and a negative there on who they played. So
it's Crystal Palace this Sunday.
Right, but then who's the November? Liverpool. That
November
one's
3rd,
going to be
on the
key.
3rd.
If they get a result out of that, then that's a time for Arsenal fans to get really excited, because
1:30 on a Saturday.
And then their next hardest game will be December 2nd versus Tottenham.
Because they already lost to Chelsea this year,
They lost to Chelsea and who else? Man City.
Yeah.
So you lost to one. You lost
Liverpool
to
and Tottenham are going to be the two kind of keys to see if this team is for real.
I don't know about Liverpool. Arsenal has a problem in their back line, but I feel way too more confident about playing Tottenham than I would have.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, really, it's the top 5 that are starting to pull away. Bournemouth is 4 points out. The top 5 are all within 2 points of each other.
Although Man City has that ridiculous goal differential.
Yeah, 23 goals.
Put 5 past Burnley.
9.
And made it look very schoolboy.
All right, gents, I know it's getting late. We want to move into MLS, but I want to have the second beer from Mr. Kim.
We haven't got one in all.
All right, gents. Bam, bam. Here we go from 26 Degree Brewing Company.
Oh, yeah.
Our next beer, this is the same company that did Captain Ron's.
Yes.
Remember them, Ron?
Yep.
That one. Okay. So we've covered these guys before.
I love at the top of the can here. Scenic ride, hops in mind.
Yep. As it said, inspired by Florida's most scenic beachside highway, IPA 1A is the perfect way to end any road trip. Citrus flavor and aroma and copious amount of late edition hops balance well with a uniquely understated malty backbone. Ooh, man.
I like the...
That's cool. I was looking at the same thing.
I like the pelican figure that's on it. And it's got like these jacked muscles on the wing arm. And it's a heart with an arrow shape through it. It says Sloan on it.
His arms are crossed.
That's brilliant.
Pompano Beach.
So another Florida. Man, all right, 26 Brewing Company, IPA 1A.
Excited about this one, man.
Yeah, me too.
Again, thank you, Kim.
Yeah, this is so awesome. All right, here we go.
I'm going to catch up to you in fantasy. Doubt it.
I'm not.
Maybe. Yeah, doubt it.
All right, there we go. IPA 1A from 26 Brewing.
A1A. From
Yes,
Thank you, Ron.
I'm with you.
Woo, that is some pine needles.
I almost went a little bit fast there.
That is hoppy. Well, it's a very,
Ooh, I like
very
that color.
amber color.
Yeah, it
Old
is.
amber.
It's
Yeah.
dark amber.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Sláinte.
All right. I'm drinking this right after talking about Tottenham. I apologize.
Oh, that's tasty.
Ooh.
That's an IPA, though.
That is, yeah, but
But the hops aren't really biting.
I mean, it's super hoppy and it's real citrusy and use those pine needles, but it's not much more bitter than the cream ale was in terms of just like a bitterness.
It doesn't necessarily bite you when you first take a
It's
sip.
really smooth drinking.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
very
like
smooth.
this tastes like a when they do the cask ale and it's like on the oxygenated pump.
Yeah.
It's very smooth.
Yeah.
It's not
I
heavily-
think the thing that just hit me about the caramel cream, I feel like it's slightly overcarbonated. That's why there was
it
something
seems like
there.
it shouldn't be because
Yeah.
the cream ale normally
It should be a
isn't.
little more
Right.
smooth. And tasting this IPA and how smooth it was
Right.
has, kind of triggered that.
And when, smooth from like a mouthfeel perspective.
Correct.
Yeah. Man, this is good.
Love the old mouth feels.
See, ride, hops, and mine. Dang. Dude, 2 for 2, Kim.
Good
These
job,
are
buddy.
good.
Very well done. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Good job. Oh, what a great IPA.
Ooh, that was good.
That was good drinking.
All right, so we get to MLS, hunt for the playoffs. The hunt's over for a lot of folks, including this next team. DC United has secured a playoff spot as they win
have officially
3-1 against Chicago Fire. Wayne Rooney netting in 2. Man, as you said, Rooney's double helped secure one last place United spot in the playoff. They did it.
And they were once last place. This is okay. Hold on. So this is.
By the way, if you didn't watch it, there's an excellent interview with the Men in Blazers on their show with.
I've
Wayne
not
Rooney.
seen it yet.
It's great.
Yeah, I've not
It's
seen
great.
it yet. So before Rooney arrived, DC United was 2 wins, 7 draws, 5 losses on a -6 goal difference, sitting in dead last of the East.
Jeez.
After the man, the myth, Wayne fucking Rooney arrives, 12 wins, 4 draws, 3 losses, plus 18 goal difference.
Man.
That's
What an
insane.
insane, he's brought the best out of Luciano Acosta. I mean, what a man, I am cheering for DC United in these playoffs. They have secured a spot because of that game in hand. So they've won out their games. So they've secured regardless. Now, whether they get 7th or 8th is kind of up in the air because that will just be decided on this coming Sunday. So it doesn't mean that Montreal is out, but it's kind of between Montreal and Columbus at this case. We'll get into that in the next game. But I don't know about you, gents, but I'm cheering for DC United in these Eastern Conference playoffs. And I have to say, Eric, who we just sent a koozie out to you, actually sent 2 out to you. I'm sorry, I won't cheer against the Red Bulls, but if they play DC United, I'm going for Wayne Rooney and DC.
What an insane story that would be. They pull that off. I mean, that stats. There's nothing else to say about it. I mean, if they actually went on to win, that storyline is amazing.
It's incredible. And both you and I at the beginning were like, what is going to possibly happen?
Saw the stats. He said you were like, why would you want to go to this team?
I agree with you. I was with you. Why would you ever want to go there? But man, he has pulled it out of the basement. He's helped so many players. He's taken that team, put them on his back, and he's carried them to the playoffs.
Again, if you get a chance, watch that interview that he does. It's so good with the Men in Blazers. It's really, really good.
I think when we were talking about it, there was a lot of just in normal people that actually know what they're talking about the game and whatnot that were split on whether he should come or not. No, we don't want this other DP player. We don't want this foreign player coming. Like there's other. Look at what Atlanta's done. They haven't used any of that. But it was for me. It was, and maybe it's because
but has anyone as a DP from the Premier League kind of come over other than like maybe Thierry
and turned
Henry
a club around like this? No,
like
I don't believe so.
Yeah, this is not happening.
Okay, but that wasn't foreseen. But at the time, it was and for me, it was. I want him to come over because I've watched a bulk of his career at United, and I've seen what he's capable of and what he's done. He was captain of United, captain of England, leading goal scorer for both. I've seen what he's done. That effect. Now, did I think they were going to get into the playoffs? Not at first, no. But I knew he would have some sort of effect on that team. I think he would have the stats that he has now? No. But some sort of effect, and that effect has gone a long way. And
well, at this point, I expect them to end the season with 80-plus points next year. And good grief.
Especially when they have a season to build around what's been working.
Yeah. Oh, man. I loved that in the hunt for the playoffs, an Orlando City match got into this, but only because we played the Buffalo Bills role of screwing somebody up. screwing somebody up.
Right, exactly. And that kind of goes into,
Yeah, and that was Orlando City at home, their first win in, I don't know how many matches.
Off 2 penalties in the first one in a long time.
But it's Orlando City wins 2-1 over Columbus Crew, which, side note, Columbus Crew is getting some good news that it might not be going anywhere.
That's the rumor.
Some new ownership situations, whatever going on. But Orlando City wins 2-1, which is a big deal for Montreal Impact because this gives them an opportunity to try to squeeze in above Columbus if they can.
Correct. So Columbus are sitting on 48 points and Montreal Impact are sitting on 46. So DC secured it because there's no way that Montreal can get to 50 points with the one game left. So it is going to be an interesting Sunday because it's interesting because of the teams that they play. Columbus plays Minnesota United, currently sitting in 9th in the Western Conference, no chance to make the playoffs. On the other side of that, Montreal Impact play New England Revolution, sitting in 8th in the East, no chance of making the playoffs. So if both teams win, Columbus advances. Columbus loses, and Montreal wins, Montreal advances. If each team draw, Columbus advances.
Yeah, I mean, Montreal has to win.
Correct.
Yeah. And just so you know, the reason the Orlando City win makes it is because in their previous 7 matches, 5 losses, 2 draws.
Hey, that's a good stat.
So we haven't won in quite some time.
And we scored 2 goals on penalties. I'll take it.
It's a win.
It's a win. It was good for the home crowd. Yeah. They needed it. Oh, yeah.
I mean, Yoshi's penalty was well taken, but
there's a guy that coming out of the World Cup. I thought he was going to be a fire when he came out. He just did.
Well, he hasn't been in the squad a whole lot because of the international stuff. But I don't like his penalty was well taken, but I don't know. For me, I have a problem with it. And this is probably being overly too picky of the hometown club, but you haven't won a game this year for the most part. You shipped 30 goals, and you're going to try some like Panenka chip on a penalty. Like
Yotun was just like, I'm
very like, I don't know.
MLS, if you want to keep me around, I'm still good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like. Okay, if you. I don't know.
I understand what you're saying.
It's just kind of weird for me. Like, yes, I'm glad he made it. I'm glad that they won. I'm glad that Sasha got a penalty to because I don't know if he'll be with us next year and kind of end his home run there. So
I don't know who's going to be with us next year.
Clean house, but I think we've gone into it, so we're not going to go into it right now. But
yeah, sure.
Front office needs to be cleaned out.
But the main thing is that this really hurts.
Like staples and all, like staplers, hole punches, everything has to go out of the front office.
Columbus had to win this. If Columbus had won this, they were secured in their playoff run. And again, they've gotten some good news where it looks like maybe they're not going anywhere. And MLS actually made a statement saying that they're still looking at the sports group out of Austin for creating a team. So we'll see what happens there. Although I'm like, okay, MLS, but like, just be careful. I know you're growing, but I don't think they're in the danger of what they did years ago where they expanded too fast and collapsed. But I don't know. It's still fresh, it feels like.
I hope
a team in
Columbus
Austin.
stays
I know why they're doing it. Bunch of young, it's the same thing Orlando had going for it. Like the median age was the perfect median age for soccer and all that.
Do like one more expansion and they can be included. But
soccer is hard in Texas because football is so big. I know Austin's a different beast though, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. Next up, we got Portland Timbers take it to the Real Salt Lake at home, 3-0.
Yeah, because that secures them a playoff spot.
Yes, it does, and they win big, man. I mean, they owned Real Salt Lake, who
and also
now
helped out
are in the LA Galaxy, because since the next match, Minnesota United loses at home 1-3 against the Galaxy. The Galaxy now sit at 7th with 48 points. Real Salt Lake, since losing to Portland, now have 49.
They're in striking distance of the playoffs.
What if it's a final between LA Galaxy and DC United?
I don't think it's going to happen because
cheer for
DC United, because the Galaxy aren't getting anywhere near there. Their defense is so damn bad that they're just not getting anywhere there. The Latan's been insane and scored 20-some, maybe in the 30s now. But yeah, it was interesting between those four teams because Portland winning really helped Galaxy hurt Real Salt Lake. Salt Lake ended their season that game, though. They've played 34 matches where everybody else, exception of one other team, I believe, because it says only
their fate is not in their hands.
Right. Have played 33. So LA has a chance this coming Sunday. If they win, they are in. And LA play, stand by, hold for show, Houston Dynamo, who are currently not in the playoff.
That's winnable.
Hunt. It is. So kind of interesting here because, again, LA has to win. If they draw, they're out. If they lose, they're out. Real Salt Lake doesn't have an opportunity to kind of go back at it and go, we have a chance to, no, their season's done. So now they're just going to rely on the Dynamo to help them out big time. Again, Dynamo aren't in a playoff.
Isn't it weird? As long as you got all these numbers correct, that games played, everyone has 33.
Yeah, no, something's not right.
I was going to say,
I don't know what I did.
Who did Real Salt Lake play
I did
alone?
Like 1 a.m. last night. I mean, hold on. Let me see if I can find who it is.
I'm messing with you, but I just thought it was funny. Real Salt Lake only had 34 games. Like, that's pretty crazy. Who'd they play?
Yeah, no, I was thinking the exact same thing when I was saying it. Something's not adding up. I missed it somewhere.
But it's...
No, you know what? I mean... sounds weird. I don't know how the hell it's possible, but everybody in the Eastern Conference, I'm on.
Well, they have an out of.
I'm on ESPN.com. So everybody in the East played 33 games. Everybody in the West, with the exception of Real Salt Lake, have played 34. So how's that possible?
That's a math problem. I feel
you
like.
just said everyone has played 34.
I'm sorry. Everybody's played 33 with the exception of Real Salt Lake, who's played 34.
I feel like this is one of those.
Somebody go on and.
This is
another site.
Yeah, I'm going to go on another website.
This is an
I'm literally looking at it right now.
This is an SAT question. In one conference, there's 12 teams. In another conference, there's 11. There are 34 games in a season.
Right.
Every team has played 33 games except for one team.
If Real
if
Real Salt Lake take a train going.
So, you know what's funny is the actual what website were you on?
I was on ESPN.com.
It was ESPN.
MLS.com, MLSsoccer.com has the same thing. They played 34 matches.
Oh, you know what may have happened? They may have played somebody who then got caught behind. I don't.
It's just funny
too much
looking
math
at
for a podcast.
I can't do it.
But yeah, no, that's accurate. So yeah, kind of it could be an interesting Sunday for only a few teams here. Columbus and Montreal for sure, and then the Los Angeles Galaxy game against the Dynamo. And Dynamo, although sitting in 10th, are only on a -1 for the year, so they can defend. Can you defend Big Zlatan? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's Zlatan. He's going to spin kick something in the last.
I hope he gets sent off like right after. It's just like something awesome. Like that would be he scores like the game winner and then gets sent off because he takes off his shirt and it's the second yellow and it's a red and he's suspended for the first match in the playoffs. That would be his Latvian way to do it.
That's what would happen too. Breaking news.
Uh-oh. I think I would have the same breaking news.
Yeah, for MLS, for Atlanta.
Yep.
Word is that the coach,
he
will not be, he has refused the extension and will not be here after this season.
Where did he say he was going? Argentina?
It just said that he was leaving for quote personal reasons.
Oh, I saw he was being linked with some national team, but I
don't know. But
his record to date is 38 wins, 17 draws, 17 losses. And this is a really great stat. Over the last 2 seasons, no MLS team has claimed more points, 124, scored more goals, 139, or posted a higher goal differential, plus 59 goals, than Atlanta has. They've also qualified for the 2019 CONCACAF Champions League.
So the story will really be,
who do you replace him with?
What happens? Does Atlanta
be interesting
stay
to see.
the powerhouse?
Yeah,
Is it him? There's that adage. I'm paraphrasing, but something like a good coach makes a team 10% better, a bad one makes it 60% worse, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's probably true. I mean, especially in American sports and in the MLS, you look at the teams that have done well. It's been coached by coaches who have been.
But who? So who? I mean, I don't. That's not something I envy, because we've all said one of the things MLS needs to do is not just court good players. It needs better coaches, and he's great. And
I don't know.
I don't want to lose as much as a rival in Orlando. I'd rather him not coach Atlanta. I don't really want to lose him from the MLS at this time until some more people come in. But man,
Arsene Wenger to Atlanta United. Start that
rumor.
tinfoil transfers right now.
I'm already making my Wenger in sign for Orlando City start.
I love it. I love it. All right. So first game next year, or
Arsene
Wenger in. Ron and I will sit next to you with paper bags over our heads. First game of the season next year.
Oh my God.
And then Kara can hold up an up next Sports Center sign. And we cover the gambit on it.
We're all getting
we cover it.
That's brilliant.
That has to happen first game next year.
Yeah, this is going to be a blow for the MLS. This is not just a blow for MLS for Atlanta.
If it's true, right?
No, it's true.
Oh, it is. What?
Yeah,
Is that like
signed,
verified
sealed,
by
delivered.
sources? And did Adam Scheffner report this? Is that 100% true?
I got this from tinfoiltransfers.com. No,
I got this from MLSsoccer.com.
yeah.
The team has come out and announced it and everything.
Is it?
Oh, it's a curious time to announce it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unless you think like, get your fire on, boys. We got to win this cup.
win the playoff. But
Because now, more than ever, it feels like Atlanta has to win the cup with him. You know? What sucks is MLS hasn't had a team to win the championship, the Champions League, the CONCACAF Champions League.
Yeah. It's always
I
been-
wanted him to be around for that.
Yeah,
Because
I think he would have done it.
They'd be in it if they win the Community Shield. Then they'll be in it. Or not the Community Shield, whatever it's called.
they're already qualified.
They're already qualified.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So
gotcha.
it would have been great to have him
Yeah.
coach there. I just don't know who the heck Atlanta gets, man.
I don't know.
That's going to be it's
Well,
a huge loss for MLS.
Because that's not just a normal like coaching replacement.
A name that came to mind, but he's already at a club, and I think it would actually be a really cool final if we saw Atlanta and LAFC play, and Bob Bradley. I think that would be a cool final to see in the MLS.
Atlanta
Cup.
and LAFC.
Yeah.
Oh man, that made the Galaxy fans mad.
Ooh.
Ooh,
The Galaxy's defense, you don't have any reason
That'd
to
be
get
hard
mad.
for me
Like,
to
it's
pull
just
against
so-
Bob Bradley. I think though.
Right, it'd be an interesting
Yeah.
game. It'd be two newly expanded clubs and Bob Bradley on one side, Tato on the other, and it would be interesting.
Well, since Orlando's out, there are some fun as a neutral. There's some fun situations in this playoff to watch. So
DC United, LAFC,
and we're just coming in a
Atlanta,
couple 3 weeks. When does playoffs start?
January 2007. I
don't think that's accurate, ladies and gentlemen listening at home. That's not remotely accurate.
the season, and it's probably because we've just sucked and the season's dragged on, but it just seems so long.
Oh, this season felt
like we're going to get into
very
November, and are the playoffs going to start before November starts? Probably at the same time.
Yeah.
Good Lord. And they don't do it. They don't do it easy. I don't think they do it home and away the first couple matches, don't they?
Yeah. So it'd be interesting. I'd like to see a Zlatan and Wayne Rooney final. I'd go for that.
That would be interesting. I still think an Atlanta LAFC would be a fun. For a soccer fan, that'd be fun. For the American public, DC United and LA Galaxy because of the names involved. But other than that, I don't think it would be a great final if they play.
So just real quick, the MLS Cup playoffs start on October 31st.
Okay.
And
Spooky Halloween.
Whoa.
the conference, that was really nice, gentlemen. Did you just fall over?
That was the creaky door. If you had the album as a kid, that was the Halloween sound effect.
Amazing. So the knockout round for the playoffs are... What was that? I'm so scared.
Oh, we're totally going to do this. I can't wait. We got to do a Halloween episode.
Yeah, we did. October 31st and November 1st. The conference semis are November 4th and November 11th.
Oh, they come quick.
But then there's a huge gap.
International break.
The conference championships are the 25th and 29th of November.
Blake will not start his argument for getting or MLS onto the international calendar. He promises right now, even though that's all.
Well, they're following it, apparently.
No, they're not. I'm saying we should start in August and end in May.
And they finished the latest I think they've ever finished on December 8th is the MLS
Because
Cup.
of the World Cup. Certainly, yeah.
So this is the latest they've ever finished. Normally, it's the end of October, early beginning of
I mean,
November.
it's still kind of cool. We got some soccer and some playoffs and
Maybe
Wayne Rooney on December 8th.
But it could be really chilly.
Yeah. Oh, it's a shame.
Wherever.
But if they did August through May, it would be great
God,
weather
here
for
we
the
go.
final.
Right.
So there we go. It's all. Hey, it's the most important time of the season. Let's play when it's
Usually
10
they
below.
would end in November. Because
Because in November it's still great in New York
Because of
City
the-
at that time. Or you're in Real Salt Lake. Or you're in Minnesota. Whatever.
Minnesota ain't making it to the damn playoffs. Are you kidding me? Shut up.
They could.
They're playing in the Gophers. No, what the hell are they? The who's the college?
I can't remember.
The Gophers. Are they the Gophers? No, who the hell are they?
They're playing.
What the hell?
I'm looking it up right now.
It's something like that. They play in that football stadium. Like there's a little. Atian scored a goal in the end zone this past week. Like it's so
They play
awkward
in
to see.
St. Paul, Minnesota
Right.
Minnesota at Lions Field.
What's their
Lions
mascot?
Field?
Though? What's their mascot?
I don't know what the hell their
look at
mascot is.
Damn
Damn it.
Minnesota.
Hold on. Jesus. It's not like it has like,
Minnesota Yard Goats.
oh my God, I see it. I just don't know what it is. It looks like a penguin.
What is the called?
Yeah, what's it called?
I don't know. Hold on. I just saw a picture of it. Look at this thing.
Okay, that is a
What is that?
is that like a
It's like kind of a penguin.
oh, it's the
but
loon. Well, no, is that for Minnesota United?
Yeah,
that's the
that's
loon.
a loon. That's a loon. Yeah, no, it's what's
looks like
the
a
University
damn
of
penguin.
Michigan?
They need a new head on that mascot if that's a loon.
No, we want to know who the mascot is of
No, I'm trying to look for it right now.
the
Of who?
college, the field they play at.
Oh,
University
gotcha.
of Minnesota. Hold on, here we go.
Yeah, you guys are
Google.
ridiculous.
Let me click on it. They have to be called something. It's like the Yard Goats.
I'm
or something.
gonna sit the Yard Goats. I'm just gonna still enjoy this beer from 26 Brewing. Man, Kim, you're awesome. Even if you're smashing everybody in fantasy.
The Golden Gophers. I wasn't far off.
Golden Gophers.
I knew I was close. Zlatan scored in the end zone of the Golden Gophers.
That's something to write home about.
Zlatan riding the bus to the hotel, thinking I just played in the Golden Gopher Stadium.
Yeah. And they're making the playoffs.
Playoffs.
Hey, Minnesota United, they did better than us by
By a lot.
8 points.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
Hey, in a season that we've had, that 8 points is a lot.
Yeah, and we were. I know, look over. I mean, San Jose on 21 points, and we're tied with Colorado Rapids on 28. We were the worst team
Oh, yeah.
by far in the entire league. It's not even.
Yeah,
close.
so good. Yeah.
Like, San Jose at least has like Wando trying to score, be the all-time scorer and
We're
in the
such a
league
bad
history,
team.
so that's fun to go to watch him and try to do that.
Yeah,
But we just
Orlando
we're
was such a
bad.
bad team. That's why Ferris agrees that you had to get rid of Jason Christ halfway through because he was awful.
Don't get me started on that. Don't get me going on that.
Inchi has to be at Minnesota United going, how do you
Is he
like
still
me
there?
now?
Is he still the manager? I'm being serious. Okay.
How do you like me now? I don't because you have no defense still.
Yeah, but he still finished higher
goals
points.
left and right.
Yeah,
He
but
still has higher points than we do.
He's sitting in ninth on a -21. Like that's
So?
that's That's
That's
tied for third
points.
worst goal
Look at
difference
the
in
points.
the league.
Look,
I'm just saying,
At the points.
either one is terrible. I don't want that either.
No,
I want
no.
an all around team.
just saying.
Give me a Sporting KC any day.
They've still scored more points than we have.
True. We were the worst team in the MLS. Hey, guess who renewed their season tickets?
I know,
right here.
I did too. I don't think all of our friends did though.
No, they did not.
Our
A lot of them
friends
didn't.
shed it.
Yeah.
Just
A lot
about
of people shed it.
Just about half our core
a lot
group
of people. Yeah.
shed it.
And it's not just our people. Like the waiting list. You're welcome because they're all going to get in.
I
This
wonder if
year.
people on the waiting list were like, "What? Oh, am I still in?
Do I want this? But you know what? This
Because the problem is because they were all people who like I've lived in this town. I've seen the Orlando Magic. You gotta give me a little faith that it's not going to go the same way.
Shaquille O'Neal ain't coming to play for Orlando City though.
he's our new keeper.
Well,
Can't do any worse.
Yeah. I see him with his little lidocaine or whatever his little icy hot little
Icy
he
hot,
takes.
yeah.
He's just slap that on. He'll be fine.
He takes the general to town.
Oh God, he
That's
does those
right.
terrible commercials of the general. I forgot.
Bring
Oh, man.
Anthony Penny Hardaway back. Little Penny sitting on the sidelines there. And
Amazing.
then Nick Anderson shooting threes into the goal. I love
Oh man. Okay.
Hell, why don't we have Rich DeVos come by and be our coach?
it. Scott Skiles.
Oh, brilliant.
You just dropped a ton of names from the Orlando Magic past that just made me
Hey
laugh.
man, I'm a Florida boy on all my sport. Tampa Bay boy and everything. If not
Dwight
Tampa Bay
Howard for
boy, I'm an
striker.
Orlando boy. Yeah,
Did you see Dwight Howard for
striker, right?
Oh man.
Tracy McGrady showing up. All of a sudden, he's playing center defensive mid. Good for him.
What has happened? Well, we might still do, we can't do worse.
True. No,
We still
you're
might be
right.
last place. We might still have more points than we have right now.
God
okay.
almighty.
You know what this
I
does-
really hope Shaquille O'Neal comes in like does a ceremonial like ball drop and just start the season next year. That'd be
Everybody's like, well,
awesome.
that was it.
That was it. Yeah.
You know what this does bring us to?
This brings us to the
Team
US.
that's actually good.
Yeah, the U.S. Women's National Team qualifying for the 2019 World Cup.
They qualify.
That's right. On October 17th, they won the 2018 CONCACAF Women's Championship game against Canada 2-0.
And that was a brilliant match. And it is the fewest points we've scored in that entire, or goals we've scored in that entire, in the run of 5 matches.
And Canada's a good team.
Canada should have
an
a good
exceptional team.
They should have a good World Cup.
And we were offside for the second goal, but hey, we won't. Yeah.
They pulled a page out of Manchester
Good enough
United.
for me.
Good for
United. That's
them.
what I was about to say. Good
But
enough.
Love it.
their last 5 games, the U.S. versus Mexico, 6-0. The U.S. retain a clean sheet. Then they play Panama, and they win 5-0, retain a clean sheet. They play Trinidad and Tobago, clean them out 7.
Both of them?
Yep.
At the
All
same
we
time. This also got Alex Morgan her golden boot.
Yep.
And they got our noir star, Rose Lavelle, a goal in this one too.
And then USA versus Jamaica, 6-0. And then Canada, 2-0. Which means we have a clean sheet throughout that tournament.
Very well. Yeah, I mean, our defense with Dahlkemper back there, I mean, our defense is good. And
We need
very
it
good
because there's some France and everybody else that we're going to
Oh, yeah.
be.
Yeah.
That goal differential is plus 26.
Hey, they almost matched our minus goal difference for Orlando City. Oh, my darn.
Canada and Jamaica should be noted, 2 other teams to automatically qualify for the tournament. Jamaica qualifies on the back of the penalty shootout with Panama. In third place playoff, Panama can still qualify if they win a playoff match versus Argentina.
I think happens in November. Could be wrong on that, but yeah. So you get it's kind of weird because the unlike the men, the World Cup qualifying for the women do a tournament style in CONCACAF. So they're split into 2 groups. Canada was top of Group B. We were top of Group A. Then it was Jamaica and Panama out of, I think Jamaica was in the Group B. Panama was in Group 1. So then Panama and Jamaica played, and then we played, after we beat Jamaica, we played Canada, and we won the entire CONCACAF tournament. Top 3 automatically qualify. The 4th team has to play this play-in game. So that is where, regardless if we had won or lost that game, we automatically qualify for the 2019 World Cup. I think, though, because we won, it does put us in a different bucket for seating, which will certainly help.
So the question is, did the U.S. should we expect this sort of result out of the Women's World Cup because of how tight and
are we running in with a better team than we did last World Cup?
I think we are, actually.
I think
which
we
is
are.
surprising because you figure after that year, some of our stars starting to age out, that we thought, ooh, this could be it for, might not do this next year.
Young talent though.
However,
they look really good.
Yeah.
Our schedule in CONCACAF was not that difficult.
No, it's not really going to be.
I think Canada was by far the hardest team we played.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to have powerhouses like France that we're going to have to go into in the Women's World Cup. So I don't think we're going to find
in France too.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to find this many blowouts by the U.S., but I think we're going to be very, very competitive.
The same result, I think. I think if you're the U.S., you go in and from the expectation is to win the entire thing. We won it 4 years ago. We're still ranked number 1 in the world. We have all the talent in the world. We can't go in there though thinking like we did for the Olympics a few years back that we can just stroll in here and walk out in the back.
That's the mentality this go around.
No, I don't.
I think you still have enough vets that dealt with that.
I think Balkenber at the back. You have Lavelle can come in. I mean, you have Dunn. You have a lot of talent that we didn't have. A lot of young talent as well. I think we'll do very well. But again, you're playing in France, so at some point you probably have to go up against that France team with the home field advantage there. It's a different beast when you're playing.
Hope it's not the final.
I think
I kind of hope it is the final. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
I think the teams the U.S. is going to really have to watch out for: France, Spain, Japan.
Yeah,
you probably throw Germany in there.
Germany really didn't make it past the quarters against Japan in the.
We were actually talking about this with the pub with our listener Kim. We were talking about
we threw one more in there.
I think Germany was when we threw in. I think you could never count them out.
I think you could. Yeah. You could also make an
England was one we threw in there.
Yeah, I was going to say you could make an argument for England.
Yes, I think that's a strong argument to be made for England actually.
Right, because we beat England in this past She Believes Cup only by a 0-0. So yeah, you could make a strong argument for England.
So those top 4 or 5, maybe 6 teams.
I look forward to it. We had a blast covering this past World Cup with the men. I am so excited for this World Cup.
Cool. Be cool, man. I need to get one of those away blue kits. Yeah. Sharp looking.
Yeah.
With for me to be Haran on the back. I think she's going to be key to this World Cup. I concur.
Well, gentlemen, I think that wraps us up.
I think it does.
Unless we want to talk about that Ozil pass a little bit more. No? Anybody?
We could, but however, I would like to mention, because we said it earlier, 2 weeks ago, Ron and I had a chance to go to an opening of Ivanhoe Park Brewing in downtown Orlando on Lake Ivanhoe. We got an invite, which was thank you so much for the invite that you even thought of us and to have us there. If you weren't on any of our socials, Twitter, Instagram, we were all over it. Just what a cool brewery. We're going to try to have some of their beers on. We're going to try to get the head brewmaster on, Ron.
Yep, that's true.
And if you get a chance, head downtown, Ivanhoe Park Brewing, a cool setup right along the tracks there in Lake Ivanhoe. Some awesome brews. My favorite was probably the Tupac Shot Porter.
That is
what
the
a
best
freaking
name.
Cool name of a beer. And what was their flagship one that they had to remember on? Joyride? Does that sound familiar?
Joyride.
Yeah,
that sounds
Joyland.
Joyland.
Yeah, and do you know how they got that name?
It's Joyland because of the old amusement park that used to be there. Yeah.
And it was voted on by like the citizens of Lake Ivanhoe, and that's what they wanted to name it. This is back in early 19...
I only remember that because I ran into Ferris back at work and we hadn't seen each other since you guys had gone. And so we're sitting there before being late going into our meetings trying to learn everything I could about your experience at Ivanhoe.
It was really good. The brewery is a really nice place. It's in a nice location in town. They have some decent beers.
And you can actually go there and hit some other good brew. Like, isn't 10's like down the road?
Quarter a mile, if that.
Yeah, and there's a good beer bar there too. So like that's a really cool little beer district that's being created.
Yeah. We took a really nice tour with the head brewmaster, and we had a good time over there. Their beers are really exceptional. They have growler service starting starting last week.
And they will be canning.
They have
eventually?
one of the few places in the Orlando area that does can.
So I can't wait. So hopefully we can get some of their stuff on. Like I said, talk to the brewmaster.
And they have one that they didn't have available there, but I just saw something on Instagram that you can get. That is one of their ones that they had before. I guess it's you can get a Suck at Trebek.
The Suck at Trebek sour.
Yeah.
Suck at Trebek. Yeah.
So I really want to try that, and that I think you can get in a
shorts for 300, Alex.
That's S words.
Maybe not a growler, but in a tall boy or something.
We've had a couple of good local breweries in between hitting them and Dead Lizard up in the last week or so.
Yeah, they're a great little brewery.
Yeah, so just remember, come on down. It's Orlando. Bring your families. Come on down to the parks and whatever. But all the good breweries and stuff that are opening up. Brew Hub down the street from us in Lakeland's going to be celebrating their 4th year, doing their contract brewing as well as their own original stuff. They're having a party on the 26th or 27th for that. Yep. So. All right, so that wraps us up. So thanks for listening. If you would like to get a Brewtiful Game koozie and or magnet, we might have a few of those left. Koozies, yes. Magnets, yes.
Eric, you have 2 on your way out. I apologize for getting out late.
But leave us a review on however you listen to us, whether it's Apple Podcasts, to Stitchers, whatever, iTunes. Leave a review for us. Give us a screen grab. Send it to us via social media or our webs or our mailing address, which is our email address. Boy, I can't talk. Which is thebrutifulgame@gmail.com. You can find us on all our social medias at thebrutifulgame.com. As well as all of our different episodes, our beer blog, as well as Ron said, Untapped, which is a great way to discover beers and friend us so we can discover your beers too.
We're always traveling, so we're always checking out new places. It's a good time.
Yeah. And I think that wraps us up. Do we end with the Ron's dad joke book that he gave
rude
me?
If we didn't.
I know.
I just stole a line from Ron there.
Be rude if we didn't. All right, let's see. I always end up stopping these. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is. How many goals do you take those little squirt now?
Why? I know. I want to see if I can. By the way, someone gave me a book, or gave me, but showed me their book of Chuck Norris jokes. I'm seriously contemplating buying and rewriting them. Amazing. They're pretty good. Okay, so here we go. This is dad joke number 174. Why was the dad scared when he heard of a disease that was found in soft butter?
Say that again.
Why was the dad scared when he heard of a disease that was found in soft butter?
Because he was marginally upset. I don't know, something like that.
No, he heard it spread easily. You've been listening to The Brewtiful Game.
Oh, my God.
Wink.
That was so gross.